Consilium Delectorum Cardinalium, Episode 8. Difficilumusque semper fuit aritus veritatis ad ardres principum, quod confestim prodirent docti, qui docerent pontificem esse dominum, beneficiorum omnium, ac ideo cum dominus jure vendat id quod suum est, necessario sequi in pontificem non posse cadere simoniam. The Consilium continues as the cardinals describe the indiscretions and errors of past popes, and always difficilumusque fuit aritus. Very difficult always was the approach of truth, we might say the pathway of truth, to the ears of the principum. These are the chief leaders in the church. Principum is masculine, plural, and genitive, presumably referring to bishops, cardinals, and popes. The aritus in the masculine singular and nominative is the subject. It's from the verb adeo, adire, to come to approach, to arrive at, and it is the subject, as I said. Its predicate is difficilumus. So the approach of the truth, or the pathway to the truth, or the truth having access, we might say, to the ears of key leaders in the church was always difficilumus, very difficult, because immediately, confestim, that's an adverb, learned men, docti, learned men would arise or come forward, prodirent. This is from prodire. It is a compound similar to ad ire. They're both built on the irregular verb eo ire. So these men would come forward. Qui docerent. Docerent here is an imperfect subjunctive, and thus I'm taking this as a relative clause of characteristic, as it's called. Qui introduces the relative docerent with the subjunctive. A relative clause of characteristic describes not particular persons, but the kinds of persons who do something, and thus it often indicates purpose. And that's how I think it's being taken here, because immediately, quod confestim, learned men would come forward to teach, qui docerent, that the Pope is the master or the owner, dominum, of all benefices. Beneficiorum is neuter, plural, and genitive. A benefice is a position in the church, like a rector or vicar, which comes with, because of its permanence, property and other kinds of income with respect to, or to compensate for, the amount of labor that's involved in the office. So they would teach that because the Pope, or that the Pope is the dominum beneficiorum omnium, and so, ac ideo, cum vendat, when the master properly sells, jure vendat, that thing. What kind of thing? Quod suum est, that thing which is his own, which belongs to him. It necessarily follows, necessario sequi, that against the Pope in pontificem simony cannot be charged. Now, simoniam here is the feminine singular accusative subject, and simony is the selling of ecclesiastical office. It's a reference to Acts chapter 8 and the person of Simon Magus, who tried to purchase from the apostles the ability to heal. So simoniam is the subject of posse, on which cadere depends, so that simony cannot fall against in pontificem. That means the Pope cannot be liable to a charge of simony, because cum dominus vendat jure, as he is the master, he rightly sells that which is his own.